Worldwide Wob, I think, said this best. It was ballsy that the Mavericks planned for this game specifically for Dirk's jersey retirement because the Warriors were the best team in the NBA. They had the best record. They were playing the best. They were really healthy, except for Klay Thompson, who's coming back soon. And this team was just rolling. It's not a team that the Mavericks would normally play well against. And they scheduled it for this game. And it was ballsy because it could have easily gone to where it was a 20-point Warriors win and the Mavericks, Jamal Crawfording the Mavericks at the end when Jamal Crawford had 51 against the Mavs in Dirk's retirement game. But the Mavs pulled out the win, 99-82, and the Mavericks defense showed up in this game.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest storyline. I mean, if you want to say the Warriors just missed shots, you can say that because they did miss a lot of shots. I mean, at the end of the first quarter, they were 0-6 from 3. Steph had 2 points at the end of the first, and you're like, is this going to be one of those like weird games for Steph? It was a weird game for Steph.
He had 2 points at the end of the first half, right?
Dang.
He had 5 points at the end of the first half. 5 points.
Yeah, I mean, he only finished with 14. He was 1 of 9 from 3, 5 of 24. Missed 19 shots in this game,
and 10 of those points were like in a row in the third quarter. He went on a little run there, and that was it.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the biggest takeaway from this game is, not only have the Mavericks won, 4 games in a row here, but Tim McMahon tweeted out after the game, this is 5 games in a row that they've held an opponent under 100 points. This is 3 games in a row they've held an opponent under 90 points. And I think the biggest takeaway is this Mavericks defense like for real? Like we always talk about, hey, we want to see more. We want to see more. And they go against the best team in the league tonight and they hold them to, their season low. I think it's time for us to start thinking about this Mavericks team as, man, have they really turned the corner as a defensive team?
And what changed? Like, what is this roster doing? What are we seeing from this roster and this team defensively that stands out? It's okay. Well, their best defensive players are healthy. We've talked a little bit about this trio of the Mavs' best defensive players are Maxi Kleber, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Reggie Bullock. Those are like guys that can switch, guys that can defend the rim a little bit, guys that can defend out in space. Those are the 3 guys that can do a bunch of different things on the defensive end. And those guys are finally back and healthy, out of health and safety protocols and all that. Those guys are also starting to hit their shots. Now, don't look at Maxi Kleber's stats in this game about making shots, but those guys are also contributing on the offensive end. So it allows Jason Kidd to play those guys a little bit more. And then you throw in who are the replacements? You have Sterling Brown who gets some time and he can be switchy and move around. Dwight Powell has been playing some decent, switchy defense. He can at least get out in space with some guys. He struggles at the rim, but he can do some of the other things that you need to do against a team like the Warriors that moves the ball around a lot, right? He doesn't have to just be planted at the rim and guys just driving at him over and over again. He's just going to run around a little bit. You have guys like Tim Hardaway Jr. getting locked in. He's put on Steph Curry for a little while there. He has to, he can't stop paying attention during defense, or he can't get beat on defense. It's really up to them. And I credit Jason Kidd a little bit, right? How well this team has been defending, the way that they rotate out to shooters, the way that they a lot of the Warriors points I felt were late in the shot clock where the Mavericks defended all the way up until like the last second, and then the Warriors would hit a shot and we'd be up in the press box like appalled, like, oh, what are they doing? They just defended so well until the very end. And it's because it seems like they're well coached.
Yeah. I mean, I think they do deserve, some credit there. Kidd and the coaching staff for sure. He ran a pretty tight rotation tonight outside the starters. Reggie and Tim both played 25, 27 minutes. And then after that, Sterling played 14. And then you're looking at around like 5 minutes each for like Chris and, and Josh Green. So kind of a tight rotation. But man, I feel like this is a broken record, but I just want to praise Dorian Finney-Smith, man. Like this dude he becomes more and more valuable for this team. He played 37 minutes tonight. He had 17 points. He 4 of 7 from 3. He guarded Steph majority of the game. How much you want to credit, Dorian's length on Steph tonight. To Steph just missing shots. I think it could be a combination of both for Steph's down game. But Dorian at $4 million is one of the biggest steals in the league.
It absolutely is. It's incredible. And he hit 4 threes in this game, which were all pretty massive. And he also hit he hit 2 other shots, and they were both just like drives where he's not just a stand in the corner and shoot guy on offense anymore. It really stands out how he's added that drive and finish game to his game. It's really stood out for him as well. It's something that makes him more dynamic, right? It adds an element
Yeah.
to this offense that you can't just stay home on him, right? As a shooter. So that was awesome. I thought Tim Hardaway Jr. hit some big shots. Brunson hit some big shots. Both of those guys in big moments. Like this was a low scoring game. The Mavericks scored 99 points in this game. Luka had 26. Dorian had 17. And then 15 points and 14 points from Brunson and Hardaway Jr. respectively are big, right? And they were big buckets at times when the
Yeah.
Mavericks needed to spell themselves when Luka was out of the game. Tim Hardaway Jr. plus 18 in this game coming off the bench. So those minutes were good. The Mavericks went on big runs when he was out there on the floor.
What was Sterling's?
Sterling was a plus 29 in those minutes. Incredible.
Let's talk about Luka just for a second. I thought he forced it a little bit in the second half.
Mavericks were way more ISO heavy, especially with
Yeah.
Luka in this game. So we just the Mavs last win, we just talked about how they're trying to marry this offensive style of isolation with Luka and Brunson, and then this ball movement that they played when Luka was out of the game, out of the lineup for 10 days, and they went straight back to Luka just isoing. And was some of it posturing because he wanted to score a bunch in Dirk's retirement game? Possibly. Was some of it because he thought he had a lot of mismatches against some of those Golden State defenders one-on-one, and he did not, because that team is well coached too, and that's a really good defense as well. They have Draymond that comes over and helps.
Wiggins played him well a few times tonight too. I want to praise him in the sense that 10 of 12 from the free throw line. That's really